Hi everyone, and welcome to Inspired Messages and the Astrology for June with me, Sue, which includes the new moon in Gemini and the full moon in Capricorn at the end of June, along with the summer solstice, which happens in the Northern Hemisphere on the 21st of June. So, summer's here, and it's moving towards the longest day in the UK, which is one of my favourite times of year. We've had another crazy month around the world, and I know there's going to be more to come. I can't believe we're halfway through the year. And I know lots of people are talking about how fast time goes, time's changing. You don't get as much done in the day as we used to. And it really does feel like that. It feels like we're kind of running. And I think it's maybe all part of this shift that we're going through on the planet. And I know, if you're probably into astrology, you're going to be into lots of other things similar. And you will be hearing very similar things from other people who are doing videos. So, yeah, let me say that June is, going to continue. This is another active month with lots that's going to be going on. So in this forecast, we're going to break down the exact timeline you need to circle on your calendar. We'll look at the fast moving fresh start of the new moon, which is going to be in Gemini on the 15th. And then we will look at the sacred alignment of the summer solstice on June the 21st. And that's the same day as the sun moves into Cancer. And yeah, and then at the end of the month, there's lots going on. It's because we have a massive grand finale really on June the 30th, where the energy peaks with a grounded, really reality check-in full moon, which because it's in Capricorn, on the exact same day that the magnificent planet of luck, abundance, and destiny, Jupiter, makes its historic move into bold, radiant Leo. So wherever Leo is in your chart is going to receive a boost, especially if you are a Leo. Um, but if even so, if you've got planets in Leo, if you've got anything going on in Leo, then you're going to have the Jupiter on it at some point. And it will be there for about a year. So we also have Chiron shifting into Taurus this month, and Mercury preparing to station retrograde right at the very tail end of June. So if you're not already sitting down with a cup of tea, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and this is probably going to be half an hour. That's what I usually do. So before we hit the major lunar cycles, let's talk about how the month kicks off, because the first couple of weeks will set a very specific emotional stage. On June the 1st, Mercury enters Cancer. And this immediately shifts our collective headspace and communication style because we're moving out of the logical, fast paced mental energy of Gemini, where Mercury belongs and is very happy. And it's moving into a much more intuitive, deeply sensitive, and emotionally focused headspace. Your conversations are going to change, and they're probably going to be connected to your home, maybe your family. Maybe you'll be thinking a lot about your home or family. Maybe you'll be thinking about moving, maybe decorating, or doing something. But you might also be thinking about emotional security. This is due to the fact that Cancer connects to the home and the family, ancestors, roots. So all that comes into play when Mercury moves into that sign. Then on June the 9th, 10th, we get a gorgeous alignment with Venus, because Venus, the planet of love, co-joins forces with Jupiter. So this is an absolutely beautiful window for relationships, bringing a massive wave of harmony, deep affection, and opportunities for emotional growth with your partner. And it could also mean if you've not got a partner, you might meet one. You might meet somebody new. So if that's the case, and you happens, I don't mind looking at your chart to see if it's going, if it's a relationship that's going to last, because we can waste time meeting people, and not everything is aligned. So wait for that and see what happens. That's the 9th and the 10th. Not long, really. It's not long. So the truly heavy hitting transit of mid-June happens on June the 19th, when Chiron, that's the asteroid known as the Wounded Healer, officially enters the steady Earth sign of Taurus, and it will be in Taurus till 2034. So Chiron's always in a sign for a generation, okay? So a whole generation of babies will be born with Chiron in that sign. So obviously it's moving out of Aries, and I know a lot of people born in 1968 had Chiron in Aries. And they, when it was in Aries, they were known as the trailblazers. They're the ones that dare kind of do things that other people daren't do. But moving into Taurus is, it's a different energy. It's going to pull our collective focus towards healing, our relationship with the land, with money, with things being, stable, material resources, and our core sense of self-worth. I mean, that's Taurus, it's our beliefs, what we think we're worth. And if you have been feeling old wounds pop up around financial things, financial security, or if you've been questioning your value or fearing change, please know that this Chiron is doing its sacred work. It is forcing us to stop running from financial or emotional discomfort, so we can finally heal those foundations. So use this mid-month energy to ground yourself, practice deep gratitude, and remind yourself that your worth is inherent. It's never tied to a bank account or external validation. I think many people have been told they're not good enough, and it sticks. And I think one of my things is, being an astrologer, I realise that we all have gifts, we all have talents, and we all have come with something that we need to do, and we all have a life purpose. And I feel that this Chiron in Taurus ties into that life purpose. And so realize that you are good enough. And if there's something you want to do, go and do it. Don't listen to the people who are trying to say you're not good enough or have said that in the past. So now let's look at the first major lunar event, which is the new moon in Gemini, which arrives on June the 15th in the UK. I look at the chart for the UK. Obviously, it's different times in different places in the world. But anyway, every single new moon is a cosmic reset button. And we get that, once a month. And it's basically a clean slate and a time to plant seeds. But the Gemini new moon of this year stands out as one of the most potent, fast moving, fresh start cycles of the entire year, because Gemini is an air sign. It's ruled by Mercury, meaning this lunar event completely activates our minds, our ideas, our networks, and our choices. So this isn't a slow, emotional, brooding kind of new moon. This energy moves very quick, it pushes us to make decisions, revive projects that have been collecting dust on the back burner, and finally speak with absolute radical honesty about what we want. If you are a Gemini or a Virgo or Sagittarius, you're going to feel this activation more than most of us. I have Gemini moon and I have Virgo rising, so it's going to affect me. So for Geminis, this is a total personal reinvention. For Virgos, you can expect major professional breakthroughs or sudden clarity, maybe in your career. And there might be something to do with changing where you work in some way. And for Sagittarius, which is the opposite sign to Gemini, friends, your friends, or it might highlight your relationships, or bring in a wave of radical honesty to your partnerships and your commitments. However, because Gemini energy moves so quickly, I want you to guard against information overload. With so many ideas buzzing through the ether as it is, it's incredibly easy to scatter your focus, get distracted, or rush into a major commitment before you have all the, information. So my best advice for this new moon, write down every single brilliant idea that comes to you, but double check the fine print. Don't sign major lifetime contracts or make massive irreversible promises on a whim. Let the dust settle, and for at least 48 hours, and let that fast moving energy crystallize into a solid plan. And it is time to do a new moon ritual. So if you don't know how to do it, just find a place to be on your own and set the scene with some candles or incense and some spiritual music, and write down your goals for the next month. Meditate and have a mental picture of your goals materializing. Put that in your mind. And I always leave videos, and I've left a video for you to look at, which is about materializing. So it's not very long, it's 12 minutes, I think. And I have been doing that and finding it quite successful. So have a look at the link for that, which will be under this video. So let's move forward, and look at the June the 21st. It's a very powerful day. This is the summer solstice, in, as I say, the northern hemisphere, and it marks the exact moment the sun officially makes its ingress into the cardinal sign of Cancer. The solstice chart sets the energetic tone, not just for the week, but for the next 3 months. When the sun enters Cancer, the universe asks us to completely shift our focus away from the external busyness of the world and redirect that warmth inside and inward, and towards our family, our roots, and our innermost emotional world. The Cancer season is all about soul nourishment. It's about asking yourself, where do I feel safe? Who feels, like home to me? Am I protecting my energy and honoring my emotional boundaries? So because Cancer is ruled by the moon, you can expect, collective moods, fluctuations, and a heightened sensitivity around this time. This is a profound window for ancestral healing, spending quiet time with loved ones, cooking nourishing meals, and healing yourself with the softest, most radical self-care imaginable. If family tensions do bubble up around this time, don't panic, and see it as a cosmic invitation to clear our old patterns and establish healthier, more loving boundaries. Enjoy this beautiful reflective pause, because the cosmos is gearing up for a massive finish at the end of the month. So make the most of it. Now let's fast forward to the absolute showstopper, really, of the month, June the 30th. Mark this day in red ink because the astrology of this day is well, it's breathtaking. And first, we experience a powerful grounded full moon in the structured sign of Capricorn. Full moons are always moments of culmination, release, and intense realizations. And landing in Capricorn, this full moon can bring a massive point of closure to some part of your career, maybe, or your long term goals, and maybe your life structures. So think about the balance here. We have the sun in soft emotional Cancer, casting its bright light across the sky to this disciplined, duty bound Capricorn full moon. So this creates a tug of war between our private life and our public life. And Cancer says, nurture your heart, look after yourself. While Capricorn says build your empire and work, all hours. So we have to find the balance. And full moons are known to be quite emotional. So, if you do feel emotional, you need to be kind to yourself. And if you've been overworking yourself and ignoring your emotional life, which is what Capricorns do, or conversely, if you've been avoiding taking responsibility for whatever, then this full moon is going to bring that imbalance right to your doorstep. And it's time to celebrate how hard you have worked so far in 2026, but release the urge to control every single outcome and find the harmony between your ambition and your emotional peace. Again, you can perform a full moon ritual. This time, you write down things you no longer want in your life, mainly because they are no longer right for you. Then set the scene and light the candle and meditate on your list in the moonlight. Afterwards, you can tear the paper up and you can put it in a bowl of water and then throw it away. But the energy doesn't stop there. On that very same day, June the 30th, the planet of luck, expansion, abundance, wisdom, and divine fortune, Jupiter, officially packs its bags, leaves cozy Cancer, and marches triumphantly into the bold, fiery, radiant sign of Leo. So Jupiter will be in Leo for a year, meaning this is a monumental long-term shift that will shape our lives all the way into the middle of 2027. When Jupiter was in Cancer, our luck came from playing it safe and staying small. But the second Jupiter steps into Leo, the cosmic lights turn on, the music cranks up, and the universe declares it's showtime. Everything is about to get bigger, brighter, bolder, and completely impossible to ignore. So if you know any Leos, they're never wallflowers, unless they've got other things in their chart that dampen that energy. They're very out there. But this transit is bringing a massive, magnificent surge of main character energy, self-confidence, and unapologetic creativity to the collective. It is a cosmic invitation to step out of the shadows, put your whole heart into your artistic passions, and share your authentic voice with the world. So this could be in any, creative endeavor. It could be, art, singing, acting, anything like that. So to make this transition even more magical, Venus will already be sitting in Leo, waiting to welcome Jupiter with open arms. So the alignment of these two most beneficial planets at the end of June is pure cosmic gold. It is going to ignite romance, bring sudden financial breakthroughs, especially for our Cancer and Leo friends, and gives us the immense bravery we need to take big, beautiful risks in our careers and our personal lives. So, as a quick heads up to wrap up the month, just one day before this massive shift on June the 29th, Mercury will station retrograde in Cancer. So while Jupiter is, telling you to leap boldly into the future, Mercury is reminding you to keep one foot grounded in reflection. It is an amazing time to reevaluate your past, reconnect with your roots, and step forward into July with absolute clarity. There appears to be more going on in July, so you need to come back for my July forecast. So, what a breakthrough transformative month we have ahead of us. June 2026 is truly handing us the keys to a brand new chapter of emotional depth, intellectual clarity, and radiant, joyful expansion. Now, that's all on a personal level, and everybody's lives are different, and we're all going through different stages, we're all different ages. So, obviously, you have to take, the middle road for all of that. But I am by nature an optimist, I've said it before, and as yet, I've actually not mentioned what's happening on the world stage. For those that are following the ups and downs of world politics, the royal family, and the massive problems we seem to be encountering around the planet, I want to say we will see more revelations on all fronts, and especially about the royals. And we're going to hear more about UFOs, especially as Uranus is now in Gemini and Pluto is in Aquarius. So obviously, I usually put some links under my video for, for you to watch. So these are videos I've watched and I feel that are a great source of positive information and help me, and so are going to help you. Um, we're all going through a massive time of change, and there is a lot of misinformation. Watching some of these down to earth podcasters, I think, may help. So please watch and share to others who you think might be interested. So I want to hear from you now. Which of these transits you're feeling the most? Are you ready for that fast-paced Gemini new moon, or are you counting the days until June the 30th when we have the Capricorn full moon and the Jupiter in Leo? Give you that gorgeous cosmic glow up. So drop your thoughts, maybe your zodiac sign and your intentions in the comments section below the video. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, share it with fellow astro lovers, and hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so you never miss a cosmic update. And remember, you can contact me through my contact page on my website, which is astrologysue.com, my Facebook page, Astrologer Sue Fletcher, and I have 2 astrology courses on Udemy, and the links are on my website, and also a 6-week course called Reveal Your Life Purpose, which, at times of change, sometimes we need help to move forward. And one of the things that I've always been passionate about with, being an astrologer is that your chart shows what you love to do. It shows your heart's desire. It shows your soul purpose. And so that's why I put this 6-week course together. I think I put it together in 2014. So it's now 12 years old. But it's 6 weeks and it gets you, to your destination of changing your life very quickly. So I've had a lot of success with it. And so take a look at it on my website, astrologysue.com, if you're in a time of change. So thanks a lot for spending your time with me today, and keep shining your beautiful light. Trust the timing of your life, and I will see you in the next video. So I'm sending you lots of love, abundance, and bright blessings for the month of June. and don't forget to look at the videos and share, which are below my video. So bye for now. Bye bye. Bye.